Great job.
I'm about to print the new issue of the Maryland Gazette. My husband, Jonas Green, and I are the only printers in all of Maryland. Anyway, my name is Hoof Green. Jonas died from a sickness not too long ago. We are all mourning for his death. Jonas left us and the Maryland Gazette in great debt. Luckily, I was able to pay off the debt and buy this house. Excuse my noisy children running around the house. I have so much to tell you. I bet you're wondering about my accent. I was born in Holland in the year of 1720. I came to the colony of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania as a child. My husband, Jonas Green, was born in Boston, Massachusetts. He and his brothers moved to Philadelphia. Jonas came to work as an apprentice to his cousin, Benjamin Franklin. We met in Philadelphia and we got married there on April 25th, 1738 at Christ Church. Shortly after, we moved to Annapolis and rented this house you see here today. We had 14 children, but sadly only 6 made it to adulthood. I plan to have 2 of my children, Frederick and William, take over the printing business of Maryland when I die, but William died in 1770, just a few years after Jonas. Printing is hard work. It is all up to me since I'm the head of the Maryland Gazette. There's a special process that you have to go through. Every morning, I wake up and print a new issue of the Maryland Gazette. I print runaway slave ads, play ads, money for the colony of Maryland, and lots of articles protesting the British treatment of the colonies. Jonas and I use the Gazette as a platform to express our feelings as patriots. Jonas hated the Stamp Act, so he wrote articles protesting the idea. To show how much he repulsed the Stamp Act, he created his own stamp. The stamp was a square 1-inch piece of metal with a skull and crossbones on it, graphically declaring Jonas's opposition to the Stamp Act. He put a stamp instead of the real stamp on the lower right corner of the newspaper. When Jonas died, he left the Maryland newspaper business in debt, and I became the head of the Maryland Gazette. In fact, I am the only woman in all the colonies to own a newspaper, and in just 3 years, I got the paper out of debt. The print shop is a very crowded place to work. The wooden press is from England. Each letter is laid by hand, 1 letter at a time, and it is inked with a leather ball. The letters are engraved upon the newspaper by pressing 2 wooden plates using a large wooden screw. I set the type in my apprentice smears the ink and replaces the paper. The print shop is behind my beautiful knitting classroom. My house you see here has a Dutch colonial style, making my house unique and wonderful for a Maryland tradeswoman like me. The house is very symmetrical, as are all houses nowadays, due to the influence of the Georgian style in Annapolis. It is very fashionable. The facade is copper siding, and the sides are laid in running guard. There are 5 dormers to let in the light on the 2nd floor when we sleep. There are 4 brick chimneys, 2 at each end for 4 fireplaces. Since Jonas died, I have to take care of the children, care for the house, and run the printing business on my own. I am so grateful that the print shop is out back so I can tend to my children and run the shop at the same time. As you come into my lovely home, there is a big central hall that has 6 doors that go into different rooms. The hall has a writing desk, a bench, a table, and chairs. It is large enough to be a play place for my children and a good place for a cocktail party. Each room has at least 2 doors to have more space. On the 1st floor, there are 5 rooms, but 10 doors. The flexibility of the rooms makes it easy for me to adjust the rooms for whatever I need. It makes it easy for me to be a business owner and a mother. I have accomplished so much in all of my days. Even though Jonas died, I was able to buy the house and pay off the debt he left for the Maryland Gazette. In April 16, 1760 was the first time I printed a newspaper since my father died. People loved that edition. Since he died, I became the first woman to be the head of the Maryland Gazette. I was the first woman to print currency in all the colonies. I'm very sad that Jonas died, but I am grateful that I had the courage to go on. Oh, sorry, I must be on my way to print a new issue of the Maryland Gazette. I wish you a good day, sir and ladies. Step out of time. Hoof Green died in 1775, 1 year before the Declaration of Independence was printed by her son Frederick, who took over the printing business. The Maryland Gazette, Jonas and Anne owned, is the same newspaper that is still being printed today in Annapolis, the Capital Gazette. The printing business stayed in the Green family for about 94 years. The house you see here today hasn't been altered much. The only central features that they improved were the addition of the peat and the plumbing. There hasn't been any major renovations. Anne was a very strong leader. It's no surprise that she's in the Maryland Women's Hall of Fame.